Todd Chrisley bulldozes claim his gay, had an affair in wild postpardon clapback. Hello dear. Welcome to my Allison News channel. On my channel you will find viral update news. Please subscribe my YouTube channel. Todd Chrisley is once again clapping back at claims he's gay and had an affair with his former business associate, Mark Braddock. Let's just be very clear. If I had f'd him once, he'd have come back for seconds. Chrisley, 56, insisted on Candy Barra's Speak On It podcast this week. He said it was a one-time thing, thinks it was an experiment. You ain't experimenting on ST. You know what you're doing. I don't need to experiment giving head. If I wanted to give head, I'd give head. Julie Chrisley claims she developed lung condition from asbestos and black mold in prison. This isn't the first time the Chrisley Knows Best star has denied the allegations. What insulted me the most is that, out of all these 54 years, for me to finally be accused of being with a man, it would be someone who looked like Mark Braddock, he said in a January 2023 episode of his Chrisley Confessions podcast. The reality personality went on to call Braddock a toad, someone that looks like a thumb and someone who says he's only had sex with his wife and me. He added, "Let me tell you something, I could understand if you'd have had sex with me, it would make you crazy. I get that. There have been many who have been decanotized by your daddy. I ain't that small spoon at Baskin-Robbins. I'm the whole scoop. You don't get to just sample here," Chrisley continued, saying he would be less embarrassed had George Clooney or Brad Pitt made the accusations. That is the one thing that is the most insulting. To say that I couldn't pull something better than that, there's better to be had by Todd Chrisley than that. Braddock first made the claims publicly in May 2022 while testifying in Todd and his wife Julie Chrisley's federal fraud trial, alleging that Todd cheated on Julie, 52, with him and that they paid off a blackmailer to keep the affair a secret. Braddock testified that he and Todd were intimate for about a year in the early 2000s. After the alleged dalliance ended, Braddock said the two men continued a friendship until 2012. During that time, Braddock worked for Todd's foreclosure management company, Chrisley Asset Management, and he testified that they began to receive anonymous texts threatening to expose them for fraud and their alleged relations. He claimed he then withdrew $38,000 from his bank account and gave it to Todd to pay off the blackmailer. Todd's attorney, Bruce Morris, insisted in his opening statement that Braddock was obsessed with his client and wanted to be him, a sentiment that was reiterated during his cross-examination. Todd and Julie were ultimately found guilty of bank fraud and tax evasion and served part of their respective years-long prison sentences until President Trump pardoned them in May.